Alrighty. Welcome to Stretch with a Leader. We've got Jennifer Leary here. Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about your role with Intermountain, we'll go right into the Be Well moment that you have prepared to share with us, and then we'll go right into stretching.
Well, fantastic. Thanks, Dawn. I'm excited to be here. As you said, I'm Jennifer Leary. I am a Community Health Shared Services Director for the enterprise. And oftentimes people don't know what community health is, but the role of community health at Intermountain is to understand the needs of the community through our community health needs assessment that we do every 3 years, work to meet those needs, and then support Intermountain in meeting our nonprofit regulatory requirements. So a lot of what we do is tied to community benefit and those needs that we have to give back to the community as a nonprofit health system. So my role specifically is to support the charitable contributions that we give to other nonprofit organizations that are aligned with our mission, as well as reporting that in community benefit reporting, which I mentioned a little bit ago. But one of my favorite parts of my job is that I partner with HR on our caregiver volunteer program, which is called IAC. And that's actually what I want to share a little bit more with you today for my Be Well moment. Likely not surprising to you, given my role, I'm aligning that with our social element of the Be Well framework under us as a community. I think lots of people know this, but volunteering makes an immense difference in people's lives and often serves to help others. But did you know that volunteering can also be really helpful to your health as the person out there volunteering in the community? So research shows that volunteering can improve your physical and your mental health. It provides a sense of purpose and teaches valuable skills. It also nurtures new and existing relationships that you can create or garner as you're out volunteering, if you're doing it with your family or with your team. So it's a great way to connect with people as well as those that you're serving as you may be volunteering. So I personally volunteer with the American Red Cross. I'm on their board of the Greater Salt Lake chapter, and I give blood really as often as I can. And I don't know if many people know this, but you can give blood every 8 weeks. You can give blood quite often throughout the year. And for me, it gives me a tremendous sense of pride to be able to give of myself in that way. Um, but volunteering can take many forms. There's lots of different opportunities in every community. And through Intermountain's IACT program, which again is our caregiver volunteer program, caregivers can volunteer and then double their impact through what we call community cash. And I'm just going to pop up a slide here, Don. I hope that's okay. But if you can see my slides, for every hour that a caregiver volunteers, they can earn $16 that would be donated on their behalf to a nonprofit organization. We've got a website, we've got an app that you can go in and search for volunteer opportunities. So I would just say if you do have time, it's a great thing to do, for you and for your family. And like I touched on, can improve your health and well-being as well. I gave you, my example of how I volunteer, but I just wanted to highlight a couple of our caregivers and the ways that they're giving back. You can see on this slide, I've got Michael here, who is a project manager who volunteers at Good Samaritan Hospital. So he's volunteering for us. We are a nonprofit, bringing his dog Berkeley, and you can see Berkeley, super adorable there. Anytime you can involve animals in your volunteerism, that's fun as well. But Berkeley is part of the Caring Canine program at Good Sam, and gets to visit with patients and caregivers, and you can see there that Berkeley's a true champion and is in love with his job. And Michael feels really lucky that he gets to tag along with Berkeley in the work that he does giving back. And I'll just share one more because I know we want to get to the stretch, but this is the behavioral health leadership team. You can see them here. They're in the Salt Lake County, but they volunteered with the Road Home, which is an organization that runs the homeless shelters here in Salt Lake. So they brought their team and they split up into two groups, and they went to the Pamela Atkinson Resource Center as well as the Gail Miller Resource Center, and they were able to serve lunch and sort donations. And it was a great experience for them, and many of them plan to go back. So, this could be a great opportunity for you and your teams to volunteer, or you and your families to volunteer. But wanted to share and highlight those. And Don, I'll pop a flyer in the chat in case anyone is interested in learning more. But I'm excited to turn it back over to you and to get our stretch going.
Thank you, Jennifer. That's inspiring. It's amazing to me how, like, anytime I've volunteered, I can go into it with kind of like feeling weighed down with my own problems and feeling like I'm the only one that's struggling with problems. Everyone else's lives are fine. And then you realize that everyone has problems and it makes your own problems just feel a little bit less. And you realize that some people are struggling with harder things. And it just is amazing to me every time how much better I feel when I volunteer. So thank you. Alrighty. You are welcome to turn off your camera or you can keep it on while we stretch. It is up to you. And we will get going. Alrighty. So I time my little stretches because I will go over time frequently. So I will keep it shorter today with my timer. And you've got 40 seconds to move at your pace in our sets. So we've got 40-second sets and you don't have to keep up with me, but just try to follow along in some way. We are going to squat down, touch the floor and reach up to the sky. And then we'll do a side bend, and do it all over again for 40 seconds. So here we go in 3, 2. So feet are just outside the hips. We're going to come down, touch the floor, bend those knees, and then reach up as though you could touch the clouds. And then grab your wrist of one side and just kind of pull over, and then the other wrist and pull over and do it again. So at your pace, you're just squatting down, reaching up, open up the chest, the sternum, the shoulders, and then a little side bend. And again. So opening up the hips as you squat down, reaching through the torso. Just a moment, keep going. Time is still on. Okay, just making sure I was not muted, and that is time. All right, next we are going to hug the right knee into the chest, nice and tight, do an ankle roll, and then we'll go right into a quad stretch. So we're alternating between the two. Let's go. Hug your right knee into your chest, roll the ankle. And if you need to hold on to something for balance help, no problem, you do that. And then we go into a quad stretch. So you grab your shoelaces, your knee points down, your hips push forward, your spine is tall, and then you do it again. Pull the knee up, do an ankle roll. If you need balance help, you hold on to something, and then a quad stretch. And if you want to try, instead of just going straight up and straight back, you could try opening up the knee and the hip and getting some hip articulation as you take the leg back for a quad stretch. That's time. All right, we're going to do it on the other side. So at your pace, you're hugging your knee and going into a quad stretch in 3, 2, and let's go. This is great for tapping into your balance as well. Do a little ankle roll, then a quad stretch. The knee points down, the hips push forward, the spine is tall. And you can play around with taking your knee out wide and behind. You're breathing nice and deep. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth and try to keep your breath in and out your nose. Pull your abs up and in. 3, 2, and time. Awesome. Okay, now we are going into a hamstring stretch to figure 4 stretch. So right leg, we're going to dive down. Right leg is out in front. We'll dive down, swoop up, then cross the right ankle over the left knee and sit into a figure 4. And you can hold on to something. And then you do it again. You take that leg out, same side, dive down, swoop up, and figure 4 stretch. So you're crossing ankle over knee, you're sitting back into the hips, feeling a glute stretch, and moving at your pace. Swooping up, crossing ankle. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and time. Now we're going to do it on the other side. Again, you don't have to move at a certain pace, just try to keep moving. And if you need to pause for a little bit of balance, stabilization, or you just want to enjoy the stretch a little bit longer, you do that. Here we go. Left leg in front. We've got this staggered stance. We're going to dive down, swoop up, and then go right into the figure 4 stretch. Crossing left ankle over right knee, sitting back into the hips. You can hold on to something, even touching the wall can help. Breathing. Just 7 seconds left. 3, 2, and time. Okay, now we've just got one more exercise on the right and the left. Right leg in front. We're going into a nice deep lunge. Back leg is straight. Try to push that heel into the floor. And we are going to twist towards our right side. So the right leg's in front. I'm going to turn this way. And we'll pull the elbow back and look over our shoulder. So, and reach the arm back behind you. So you're in this nice lunge. Then you can bring the arms up and then bring them back in front of you and pull back again. So pulling elbow back, turning and looking over the shoulder, reaching the arm. So think of turning the rib cage, front knee bent, back leg straight. Try to push the heel into the floor so you stretch that calf. And then when you're ready, you reset. Pull the elbow back like you're pulling a bow and arrow. Bow and arrow. And that is time. Finish it off. And we'll try the other side, then we're done. So left leg in front. This time we will twist towards the left, toward the front leg. Here we go. So get into that lunge position. Doesn't have to be your absolute lowest, but front knee is bent. Reach the arms out in front. Pull the left elbow back. Look over your shoulder. Strong arm, strong back. Reach the arm. And then when you're ready, you reset. Breathe in, breathe out. Pull. Pull, pull, pull. Rotate rib cage. Abdominals pulled in. Reach the arm. Look over the shoulder, turning the neck. And when you're ready, you reset. Front knee stays bent. Back leg straight. Push your heel into the floor. Pull the abdominals in. 3 seconds. 2. And time. Nice. Stand up tall. Loop right shoulder back. Then left shoulder back. Right, then left. And then let's do one final roll down and up. Put your chin to your chest, roll down, knees are softly bent, and just kind of hang like a rag doll. Your head is heavy, and just come down to where you feel comfortable. See if you can elongate your spine, so creating space between each bone in your back. Knees can be bent as much as you'd like. Breathe in, breathe out. Head is relaxed, neck is relaxed. And then start rolling up by tucking the tailbone under, pulling the abdominals in, hanging like a rag doll. Head will come up last. You're stacking the bones in your back, each on top of the last. Head comes up last. And you're standing taller than you've stood all day. Nice work. I will get your